Britain's gripped with the biggest housing crisis in a generation. House building is down, homelessness is up, we've got a mortgage market where people can't get mortgages, and a rapidly growing private rented sector characterised by ever soaring rents, lack of security, and a real problem of quality. 37% of the homes don't meet decent home standard. There's never been economic recovery, sustainable economic recovery, unless you have a major programme of house building, public and private. When we had the bankers' crash, the building industry was on its knees. We introduced what was called the Kickstart programme. It saw 110,000 homes built, 160,000 jobs created, 3,000 apprenticeships, work for all those companies in the supply chain. And what that did was, within a matter of months, it got the industry off its knees, moving, building, and people back into work. The role of the cities is key. I mean, I'm a great believer in the city region and its ability to be an engine for growth. But you can't grow other than you have a programme for house building. For every pound you invest in house building, it creates £2 in wealth in the private economy. For every person you employ in house building, you have 3 more in the supply chain producing the bricks, the glass, the cement. So it's important, house building, and cities cannot grow other than they have house building at their heart. There's a real problem at the moment of resistance to house building. Now, some of that, to be absolutely frank, is what's called NIMBYism. You know, it's not in my backyard. But some of it is also based on legitimate fears. And so what is key is, first of all, that you engage local communities. Secondly, it's what kind of houses in what kind of community that you build. The problem of young people trying to get on the housing ladder is increasingly acute. There was a very powerful report by the Joseph Rowntree Foundation called Generation Rent. It's at its worst in London. The estimate is that within a matter of years, you're going to need a £111,000 deposit to be able to buy your own home. But here in Birmingham, young people, young professionals are struggling to be able to buy their own home. And the bitter irony is they then end up in the private rented sector paying more than if they could get a mortgage, but they can't get a mortgage. So crucially, what we need to do is to free up the mortgage market, get Britain building so that young people who wish to buy their own home, not all young people want to buy their own home, but those who do, and most people do, are able to do precisely that. Because construction has contracted. Incidentally, that was the single biggest factor that took us back into double-dip recession. And the main reason construction's contracted has been the collapse in house building.